I think any mom working outside the home can relate to the scenario we just saw. Certainly during the journey of motherhood, there may be seasons when a mom might be working away from her children. And we understand this fully because there were seasons in our marriage when Anne Marie worked full time and then came home to try to be a full-time wife and a full-time mother. But over the course of time, we made it through each of those seasons, and we understand the challenges that a working mom has, and I want to share with you 5 basic principles that might help you meet the challenge that a working mom has right now.
The first principle says you can't do it all. And it does mean that we may have to end up sacrificing maybe some of that girlfriend time that we had. We don't get to scrapbook as often as we'd like to, but coming back and realizing that this is a season.
Honey, how does that affect then also in parenting? I know that compared to the mom who's home full time, you simply cannot put as much energy into your parenting. You have the same goals, the standards are not going to change, but there's a realization that you're going to get there, but you're not going to get there quite as fast, and that's okay, because in the end you're still going to get there.
Right, and as you said, coming to that realization that you will get there. So don't remove that additional pressure from yourself.
Number 2, this is more for dads. We need to keep the marriage relationship fresh. If there's one night of the week that you need to go out, it shouldn't be for the softball or for the soccer or for the basketball. It should be for the date night. You need to nurture your wife, both emotionally. You need to give her rest and relaxation outside of employment because you want her to be fully emotionally prepared in the process of her mothering. And besides that, your children still want that. Your children want to know that mom and dad have a solid relationship. So dads, if your wife is working outside the home and she has to come home and nurture those children, then you need to minister to her in very special ways. Number 3, honey.
That mom really needs to be on a routine. We talk a lot about our children being on a routine, but for the mom especially that is working outside of the home, a routine is critical. As much as possible, plan to do things the night before. Have the children's clothes out the night before. If there's lunch that needs to be prepared, have that done so that in the morning there isn't that additional stress of a number of items to be accomplished, and you can still find some time to have your quiet time before everyone else starts their day.
Right, that's a great number 3. Now, in principle 2, we said, Dad, you need to nurture mom. That's the husband-wife relationship. But principle 4 also brings Dad into play, and that is, Dad, you need to participate. This whole issue, if mom is working outside the home in a full-time or even a part-time capacity, that means, Dad, you need to become a participant in some of those parenting activities. Maybe it's not parenting. Maybe it's doing a load of laundry or something that is associated with the partnership of keeping the home the way you want to keep it. And then that last principle, honey?
Well, the 5th principle really is more of a question, and how do we deal with the potential guilt that you might be experiencing? I know it was something that I had to wrestle with. I would ask myself as a mom, am I neglecting my children? As a wife, am I neglecting my husband? Or am I neglecting my home? So first, I took it to the Lord and we chatted about it, but then you and I really had to talk it through as well.
And it was important that we did work it through together because it wasn't just Anne Marie who was struggling with feelings of guilt, but there was also, I think, challenges that I had that I know that I share with other men, that the question as to whether or not I am being a good provider or a good protector, those are all legitimate questions that we have to answer, and we did answer together. But one more thing we did that helped us is whenever you were in a season of work, what we did is we went to our calendar, we marked a day that we wanted to be the goal when you would stop working, and then we lived every day towards that goal. We even had special event days for our children, which acted as stepping stones of excitement leading to the ultimate day that mom would be home. Listen, with these 5 principles, we know that we made it through, we have friends that made it through, and as a working mom and husband, we know that you're going to make it through also.
We hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to see more, and check out the growingfamilies.life website to find more resources and to get connected.